Africa Global Radio. Our story, our growth, our future.
Headlines across Africa.
You're welcome to Headlines Across Africa for today, 8th April 2024. I am Mary Agyepomah-Kissi. In the headlines, Rwanda commemorates 1994 genocide. President blames the inaction of international community. Sierra Leone declares emergency over drug abuse. And Kenya and Central African Republic strengthen ties, opening good prospects for cooperation. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame has blamed failure on the part of the international community as the country marks 30 years since the 1994 genocide that killed around 800,000 people. Addressing dignitaries and world leaders who had gathered in Kigali, Rwanda's capital, to commemorate the bloodshed, Paul Kagame says Rwanda was completely humbled by the magnitude of their loss, and the lessons they learned are engraved in blood. In 1994, extremists from the Hutu ethnic group launched a 100-day killing spree in which members of the Tutsi minority and Hutu moderate were killed. The mainly Tutsi forces who took power following the genocide were alleged to have killed thousands of Hutu people in Rwanda in retaliation. On Sunday, President Kagame and a group of dignitaries placed wreaths on mass graves at the Kigali Genocide Memorial, where more than 250,000 victims are believed to be buried. The president also lit a remembrance flame. Mr. Kagame, in a speech, later thanked fellow African countries, including Uganda, Ethiopia, and Tanzania, for their assistance in accepting Tutsi refugees and ending the genocide. He says, in quotes, "Many of the countries represented here also sent their sons and daughters to serve as peacekeepers in Rwanda. Those soldiers did not fail Rwanda. It was the international community which failed all of us, whether from contempt or cowardice." Former U.S. President Bill Clinton has called the genocide the biggest failure of his administration. French President Emmanuel Macron, in a pre-recorded video ahead of the commemoration, acknowledged that his country and its allies could have stopped the genocide but lacked the will to do so. Rwanda has shown strong recovery and economic growth in the years since the killing, but scars remain and there are questions about whether genuine reconciliation has been achieved under the long rule of Kagame, whose rebel movement stopped the genocide and seized power. He has been praised by many for bringing relative stability. Sierra Leone has declared a national emergency after increased cases of substance abuse. President Julius Maada Bio's decree follows a huge rise in the use of a synthetic drug known as Kush. The drug, which is highly addictive, is a mix of marijuana, fentanyl, and tramadol, a powerful painkiller. Kush has been blamed for causing hundreds of deaths and making scores of users mentally sick. It first appeared in the West African country around 4 years ago. President Bio said a task force will be set up to implement a multi-pronged strategy to combat drug and substance abuse. Medical workers welcomed the president's order. Kenya's President William Ruto has made a 24-hour visit to the Central African Republic, CAR, holding talks with President Faustin Archange Touadera in the country's capital, Bangui. Thanking Mr. Ruto for the visit, Mr. Touadera says it is a real honor for the Central African Republic and opens up good prospects for cooperation between the two countries, adding that he thinks this is the first time that a Kenyan president has visited the CAR and does not think it will be the last. President Ruto praised efforts by President Touadera to bring about a gradual return to peace in the country that has been plagued by conflict since 2013. He says, under Mr. Touadera's leadership, people have seen stability, peace, and are witnessing progress. President Ruto further assured Mr. Touadera of his support, paying tribute to the resilience of the people of the Central African Republic. Ruto hopes this is the start of a genuine reconciliation, building cooperation that benefits both countries, and that this inaugural visit opens a big door to explore the possibilities that exist between Kenya and the Central African Republic. With huge potential in agriculture, President Ruto says he agrees with President Touadera to bring agricultural experts to work with the people of CAR for technology transfer. Kenya is also expected to make a major contribution to the CAR in terms of energy transition. And that is how we wrap up Headlines Across Africa for today, 8th April 2024. We'll come your way tomorrow with more news right here on Africa Global Radio. I am Mary Agyepomah-Kissi.
For this and more, check us out on africaglobalradio.com. On Facebook and YouTube, Africa Global Radio. On Twitter and Instagram, AF Global Radio.